Hello, guys. So, I wanted to do a general reading for February 2025 just because the world, it just seems like so much stuff is happening. Like, it just seems very busy. There's a lot of things, a lot of changes happening, and I just wanted to do a reading just looking into the energies for February just to see what's in store because yeah, it feels like things are moving very fast. So I thought this would be a good idea. And I'm just going to keep it pretty open and just go intuitively and just see where this reading takes me. Okay. So let's do it. So first I want to just tune in to the general vibe of February 2025. So I'm just going to just see what comes up. So it's interesting. Excuse me, I do get the color black. I also got I'm using this crystal deck. I just got it today. And I got the smoky quartz card. So that's interesting. And black is all about grounding, protection. Mostly protection, actually. It's interesting. I do get a lot of black. I get like a night sky. I get, yeah, just like this shadow. It doesn't have to be scary, but it's just, yeah, I do get that for sure. I'm seeing, yeah, it's just funny. I keep seeing this. It is like a darkness. I see a cloudy sky with these kind of dark rain clouds. So this could be this period of kind of unsureness, things being hidden from us, thinking that this idea of maybe thinking that things aren't going to work out. February may be that month of like darkest before the dawn, that kind of idea. Because I see people fighting, especially in politics. So I kind of see the blue side, so like the Democrat Party kind of fighting back on some of the changes that have been made. Because I feel like there's been so many new rules that have been passed. And I see in February there might be some kind of public fights about it, actually. So I think that could cause confusion and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I see so much fighting in like the political sphere. So that may be happening either in February or sometimes when I do these readings, it's more flexible. So it could be a bit later as well. I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of people just kind of taken out, just like you're done. I saw something with Mark Zuckerberg, just kind of like him just being done, or he's like changing up like what he's doing with his company. Yeah, I think some people will be kicked out of the game, basically, and that will be maybe happening in February and a little bit beyond, and it may cause fights, of course. Yeah. Okay, so I saw this a bit before I even started the reading, but I see military. So I see those big military tanks. I see army men in those green uniforms, and I see them in like regular places, like residential places, or like in cities where they normally wouldn't be. Maybe the military will become more involved in everyday life, which I don't, is that good? Okay. I'm getting that there may be more military around because there may be more protests happening, and a lot of these protests are actually staged. I guess they would be protests against whatever big changes are being put forward right now. So, yeah. But a lot of these protests are staged by the enemy group. So, the way I see politics, like, I feel like I shouldn't know this, but I do. It's kind of crazy, but everything you see is put forth. So everything you see on the world stage with politics mostly, it's all put forth by these groups who are battling each other, basically. So these groups, this is like also could be connected to different galactic races, different galactic governments and stuff. So when you see, for example, Elon Musk or the president, that is just a figure. That's just a character that's used by these groups. So sometimes it really is the real person that you're seeing. So a lot of the time it's not. It's just an actor or some kind of double that's used by another group. So it's possible that a lot of the stuff that will be happening, a lot of like the fighting, the people clapping back about changes will be like staged. So, yeah. So with this chaos, I also see a lot of kind of volatility with finances. So I'm seeing like stocks going up, down, like people constantly going back and forth. I will be honest, I don't know a lot about the stock market or anything like that. I'm so beginner when it comes to money. But I just see, like, I see a stock going down just as an example, and people going like, what? I wasn't expecting that. So you might see stuff like that. I see something with gold, like precious metals, I see movement with that. And I mentioned that in my general reading for the whole year of 2025, that I think like silver and gold, like precious metals, those could become very valuable. So we might see something like that either in February or a bit into the future. But in February, yeah, I see just a lot of unexpected dips and unexpected movement in finances. And when it comes to finance, I just heard tail end. So we could be at the tail end of a financial cycle. So again, I don't know a lot about how finance works. I'm just getting the information. And I said this in the general reading for 2025, but I do see good things for finance. Yeah, I don't see people losing all their money. I just think there will be a period of, things going up, unexpectedly up or down in value. But I think everyone will actually be okay. For some reason, gold is just it's just coming up. It's coming up so much. So check that out. Watch to see what happens with the value of gold. Yeah, that just seems to be very, very important for some reason. Yeah, I will be honest. I see just the economy booming, and I see everyone just having lots of money. So when you see things going up and down, I think it just has to do with kind of like a changing of the guard type thing. So don't get too worried about it, because I see people doing very well with finance February and beyond. Yeah. So yeah, in February 2025, I do unfortunately see a lot of protests, a lot of kind of angry mobs. Like I said before, some of it is staged, some of it is maybe people following along with it. Yeah. Let me just see where and what exactly. So these protests I see will be some of it will be about this idea of who owns the land. So there's going to be a lot of fights about who owns the land, who has a right to live on the land, things like that. I feel like that immigration rule that they just put out may cause a fight like this. Yeah. But like I said, a lot of these fights will be staged. And I also feel like the changes with finances. So, I mean, people may have invested in something and then it goes super low and they've like lost their money. People are going to be upset about that. I think it would be good to have cash right now. I don't know why. And this is pretty interesting. I'm getting that Elon, so Elon Musk might, I see something with him having to do with gambling and kind of playing a pinball machine, and I see, I don't know, maybe he'll come out with his own or another currency, or some kind of cryptocurrency or something. He might come out with that, and it will go super, super high in value. I see it just going really high. That might be like something weird that may happen. Yeah. I am getting stuff about Michael Jackson and his childhood, and that maybe he might be talked about in the coming months, and just about his childhood and just more information about that might be coming out, and kind of maybe bringing him to some kind of justice. It's crazy. I keep hearing gold. Just gold, gold. So yeah, look out for that. So people might start caring more about gold. They'll start talking more about it. It'll just, yeah, it just might become more valuable. I just keep getting that. So that's really interesting. Okay, what about and I actually see, so February might be the beginning of different businesses closing down. So that's just something to keep in mind. Maybe that's why I got this vision of having cash and just having multiple, like having your hands in multiple, or what's the expression? Having irons in multiple fires, I think is a good idea right now. So, for example, if you're on social media and you rely on it for what you do, this might be a good time to go on multiple platforms. Yeah, because there may be businesses just unexpectedly closing. So and I'm actually going to do a separate love reading for February. So I'm going to post that probably a few days into February. So I'm going to ask now about okay, what should I ask? So someone actually wanted to know what the astral plane is doing, and what the astral space is like right now. So I'm going to look into that. So I'm getting that in February you might have astral travels or dreams that really have to do with closure. Like I said, we're in this kind of tail end cycle right now. It's like the end of a very long, arduous journey. So in the astral space, you might be seeing those kind of themes. The astrals. So when you're astral traveling, you are exploring basically the collective dream of all of humanity. So yeah, if you can just imagine that. And that's what I'm really getting, is that we'll have this theme of closure, and you may be facing either your shadow masculine, your shadow feminine. That might be a theme where, like I said, it's so funny how I get all this imagery, but I really see February as being very shadowy, very black. It's like the lights were on and someone just turned them off. That's kind of how I see it. And I know it sounds scary, but it's this idea of the darkness before the dawn. So that's what February is really looking like, both in regular life and in your dream life. Yeah, and it's going to be about facing those fears, facing that shadow head on. So yeah, don't be surprised if you have that experience. Okay, so is there anything else we should know about February 2025? Any other energies we should be aware of? I have the obsidian card, so I keep getting black. I got a smoky quartz card as well. So yeah, black. And yeah, like I said, black is very much this protection. So when you use a black crystal at night, for example, it can protect you. It can kind of create a shield around you. So think about it that way. The lights are being turned off and people are going to get confused. But if you know what's coming, and if you kind of understand that not everything that's being said is actually happening, the best advice I could give is to, like I said, diversify everything. Have your money in multiple places. Have your business in multiple places. Yeah, I think that would just kind of, that would be, I think that would be a good idea. I'm really getting that right now. So yes, I think that'll be it for this. I know that this wasn't as positive as I thought it would be, but I really think that sometimes knowing these things, like it gives you more confidence. It just makes you more empowered. So there we go. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and definitely forward this to anyone you think would benefit. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later.